Good evening, fellow soul. I'm Alexander, and I'm speaking to you tonight because your heart has become too heavy to carry the lie you've been living. I know that weight, the exhaustion of waking up and putting on a face built to please everyone but you. For years, I was the man who never caused a ripple, the good son, the reliable friend, the supportive partner who never raised his voice. I built a life out of being agreeable, believing that if I worked hard enough at being nice, the world would eventually love me back. But while the world saw a saint, I was rotting inside. I was drowning in resentment, staring at a reflection that felt like a stranger. I felt that sick ache in the stomach when you realize you traded your truth for crumbs of approval, and I'm here with you now, because I finally shattered that mask. I know the terror and the bone-deep freedom of the first breath of real air. So if you feel like a ghost in your own life, listen closely, because we're done decorating the cage. The man you see in the mirror isn't you. He's a prisoner of a script written by everyone else. You were taught that being good was the goal. Suppress your anger, don't make a scene, put everyone else first, stay easy, stay useful, stay quiet. And you believed that if you became the most agreeable person in the room, life would reward you. But look at your hands. Are they full or are they empty? Here is the truth no one wants to say out loud. Your niceness is often the most dishonest thing about you. It isn't a gift. It's a strategy. You aren't being selfless. You're being safe. You avoid conflict because you fear being disliked. And that fear turns men into shadows, surrounded by people, yet profoundly alone, because the real you never enters the room. Now look deeper. Think about the secret contracts you sign every day. Silent deals you make in your head that nobody else agreed to. If I'm the perfect partner and never complain, she'll finally give me the intimacy I'm starving for. If I work twice as hard and never ask for recognition, they'll finally see my value. But no one signed those contracts but you. So when people don't pay you back, you don't speak. You leak resentment, passive aggression, cold silence. You push away the very people you wanted to reach. I know that bitterness. It's a soul that gave up its power in exchange for a pat on the head. We were trained to outsource validation. We become weather vanes, spinning to see which way the wind of someone else's mood is blowing. If your woman is upset, you panic. If your boss is frustrated, you collapse. You lose your edge, your ability to stand in truth even when it costs you. You traded your spine for peace, but there is no peace in becoming a doormat. There is only the slow, agonizing wait for a reward that never comes. To change, something has to die, not your kindness, the boy who begs for permission to exist. This isn't about becoming a jerk. It's about becoming integrated. An integrated man admits he has anger, desire, power, boundaries. He doesn't let them run wild, but he refuses to pretend they don't exist. Because without the power to say no, your yes is worthless. You are harmless, not peaceful, and there is no virtue in being harmless. So feel the heat of your resentment right now. Don't run from it, use it. Tonight, your transformation begins with radical honesty, a secret contract audit. Look at your closest relationship and find one thing you do only to earn a reaction. Maybe you help to avoid a fight. Maybe you stay late to be the hero. Maybe you overgive so nobody leaves. Name it. Then change one thing. If you keep doing the action, drop the expectation. If you want something, say it cleanly. If you don't, stop performing the favor. Anxiety will rise. You'll feel like you're being bad. Good. That's the mask starving and the real you waking up. Then do the second thing. Find one place where you've been saying yes while your soul screams no. Today, you say no. No long explanation, no excuses. One clean sentence. I'm not able to do that. That doesn't work for me. Watch how the world doesn't end. Notice who gets angry when you stop being easy to use. Let them go. They were attached to the mask, not to you. And notice who stays, because respect can finally breathe where performance used to live. This is the first crack in the mask. It will be painful. It will be messy. You will feel exposed, like you're losing the only identity you've ever known. But I promise you, the man on the other side is worth the burn. Stand tall today. Don't look for a green light. Don't look for a nod of approval. Stand in your truth and let the chips fall where they may. Every time you choose truth over comfort, you add another layer of steel to your soul. And for the first time in your life, the world is finally going to meet the real you. Hold your edge. But holding your edge is impossible if you don't know where you're standing or why you're even in the fight. Now that the mask is shattered, you may feel a terrifying lightness. The nice guy is dying, and the silence he leaves behind can feel like a vacuum. I've been in that silence. I've stood in the wreckage of my old identity, asking myself, who am I supposed to be now that I'm not just a servant to everyone else's moods? This is the moment where most men retreat. They go back to the cage because the open sky feels too vast and the responsibility of being free feels too heavy. But you can't go back. You've seen the truth. Now you must find your core, or you will build a new cage with different bars. Here's the greatest illusion you've been sold, that one day everything will finally be done. You tell yourself that once you reach a certain salary, once you find the right partner, once the house is paid off, then you can breathe. Then your real life begins. I lived that lie for years, waiting for a peace that never came. David Dider warns that this is lethal for the masculine spirit. Life will not stop coming at you. The waves won't stop crashing. If you're waiting for the world to settle down before you find your purpose, you're waiting for a day that never arrives. The superior man doesn't live for the destination. He lives for the mission in the center of the storm. He understands that the challenge is the gift. To find that mission, you have to go through what I call the death of the father. Not your literal father, the ghost of approval living in your head. Most men are still performing for an audience that isn't even watching. You make career choices to prove someone wrong. You stay in a safe life because you were taught that good boys don't take risks. If you still need a green light from parents, peers, or culture, you're still a boy in a man's body. I spent years trying to make a man proud who wasn't even there to see it, and it left me hollow. Freedom begins when you live as if that shadow is gone. Free from expectations, free from old scripts, entirely responsible for the weight of your own soul. You stop asking, what is expected of me? And you start asking, what is my deepest truth right now? And listen carefully. Your purpose is not a job title, and it is not your relationship. If you make your woman the center of your universe, you will eventually lose both. It sounds harsh, but it's real. A woman doesn't want to be your mission. She wants to feel you have a mission. She wants to feel you are centered and that your life is aimed at a horizon worth walking toward. When you have no mission, you become clingy, indecisive, hungry for validation. You lose gravity and drift through your own home like a ghost. Your core mission gives you that gravity back. It makes you feel alive and terrified at the same time. That is your edge. Your edge is the boundary between comfort and growth. It's the place where you stop because the fear gets too loud. For the nice guy, the edge is being disliked. For the lost man, it's failing. To live as a superior man You stand at that edge every day. You lean into it until discomfort stops feeling like danger and starts feeling like training. A life of comfort is a life of decay. I remember the night I realized I had no mission. I was comfortable, I was safe, and I was miserable. I had to choose discomfort to become real. So here is your action, and I want it to be visceral. Today, find 1 full hour of silence. No phone, no music, no distractions. Sit with a pen and paper and write 1 question at the top. If I had 1 year left, what would I do? Strip away the shoulds, strip away the maybes. What gift were you born to give that you keep suppressing? What truth are you avoiding because you fear what they will think? That is your compass. If it doesn't scare you, it probably isn't deep enough. Then, before the sun goes down, take 1 small, irreversible step toward it. Don't plan it for next week. Don't wait for a sign. Send the email. Buy the domain. Book the lesson. Have the difficult conversation. Break the seal of procrastination. That step tells your nervous system you are no longer a passenger. It tells the ghosts of your past their permission is no longer required. You become a man of purpose, a man who knows his edge and refuses to blink. Yes, this will feel heavy. The cage is predictable. Freedom is not. But you weren't built for a cage. You were built for the horizon. Every time you choose mission over comfort, you add another layer of steel to your soul. Hold that vision as you move through your day. You are not waiting for life to start. You are the one starting it. Step into the fire of your potential. It burns, but it forges a soul that lasts. As you step into that fire and begin to lead from your own core, you'll realize something fast. The world doesn't bow down to your new resolve. It tests you, and it tests you where it matters most, your relationships. For years, as a nice guy, you were a mirror. If your partner was happy, you were happy. If she was cold, you froze. If she was angry, you scrambled to fix it. You had no weather of your own. You became a servant to the emotional climate of everyone else, and because of that, your presence became unstable. Not because you were a bad man, but because you were trying to survive love by controlling it. And here's the truth. A woman cannot relax into a man who gets blown over by emotion. She cannot lean on a shadow. She needs to feel a center, a ground, a spine. That is where we master the dance between the pillar and the sea. In the way of the superior man, the masculine is the rock, the cliff, the unmoving mountain. The feminine is the ocean, vast, powerful, changing, beautiful in its chaos. The nice guy's mistake is that he tries to calm the sea. When the woman he loves is upset, anxiety rises. He thinks he has failed. He thinks, if I say the right thing, if I do the right chore, if I fix it fast enough, she'll be happy again and I can finally feel safe. But you are not meant to fix the ocean. You are meant to be the shore that can hold it. When you try to fix her emotions, you're not being present. You're escaping discomfort. And without realizing it, you send a message. Your truth is too much for me. My peace is fragile. That's when the fire starts to fade. Not because she's wrong for feeling, but because you stopped being a man with a center and became a manager of moods. I remember pacing the floor at night, searching for perfect words to end an argument, terrified of silence, terrified of tears. I thought I was being supportive, but I was trying to manipulate the weather so I could feel comfortable again. And everything changed when I realized this. My greatest gift isn't advice, apologies, or niceness. My greatest gift is presence. A superior man understands his peace is internal, a closed loop. He doesn't need the world to be quiet, to be still. This is what it means to hold polarity. Attraction lives in the space between the rock and the sea. If you become reactive every time she becomes emotional, the gap closes and the fire goes out. You become roommates. You become friends. The energy turns flat, so you reclaim your gravity. You become the man who can look into chaos, at work, at home, anywhere, and remain grounded in his own body. You stop being a fixer and you become a witness, because when you stop reacting, you start leading. And that leadership creates safety. Now I want you to practice this in real life. The next time tension rises, we'll call it the breath of the pillar. When someone you love comes at you with anger, tears, or intensity, your nice guy instinct will be to talk, explain, defend, or run. I want you to do none of those. Drop your breath into your belly. Feel your feet on the floor. Imagine your spine is a steel rod driven deep into the earth. Look them in the eyes, not with aggression, but with calm presence. Don't interrupt. Don't rush to prove you're good. Just listen. Let the waves crash and stay, because this is the secret. You don't prove strength by winning the moment. You prove strength by containing it, by staying respectful without becoming weak, by staying calm without shutting down. That's the kind of safety that makes love deepen instead of deteriorate. Now the second shift. Leadership. A nice guy asks endless questions because he fears making the wrong choice and losing approval. A grounded man leads, not as a tyrant, but as a provider of direction. Leadership is love with a spine. Practice it today in something small. Choose the plan. Choose the restaurant. Choose the time. Say it cleanly. This is what we're doing. And if there's resistance, don't collapse and don't fight. Hold the space. Stay calm. Stay present. That's what makes your leadership safe. You are moving from being useful to being essential. From managing moods to holding a center, from begging for peace to becoming peace. Stay in that stillness today. When the world tries to pull you into its frantic rhythm, choose your own. When the sea rises, stand taller. You are no longer the boy who needs the world to be nice to feel okay. You are the man who is okay because he is true. And next, we go deeper. Because being a pillar is not enough. A complete man must also reclaim the power he buried, the shadow he was taught to fear, not to become dangerous to others, but to become unbreakable within himself. Standing as a pillar is only half the battle. If you are only a pillar of light, you are fragile. To protect the mission you've discovered and the people you love, you need a sword in your hand and the discipline to hold it with honor. For years, the nice guy in you was taught that having a sword makes you a bad man. You were conditioned to believe your anger, ambition, and primal power are toxic. So you did what many good men do. You cut those parts off. You buried them in the basement of your mind and locked the door, hoping they would disappear. But they don't disappear. They leak. You tried to become harmless, thinking harmless was the same as peaceful. But there is no virtue in being harmless. A man who cannot be dangerous isn't peaceful. He's simply untrained, unarmed, and easy to push around by life. To become whole, you have to go down into that basement, unlock the door, and reclaim what you buried. Not to become cruel, to become integrated. I spent a long time being harmless. I thought never showing teeth, never holding my ground, always being the bigger person was a higher way to live. But it wasn't higher. It was fear disguised as morality. I was a man who couldn't say no, which meant every yes I gave was worthless. If you don't have the capacity to refuse, your agreement isn't a gift, it's surrender. People feel that. They feel the lack of weight, the lack of boundaries. Then you wonder why you feel drained, resentful, and quietly furious. That resentment isn't proof that people are evil. It's proof that your shadow is begging you to stand up for yourself. Reclaiming your monster doesn't mean becoming a bully. It means integration. Dr. Robert Glover teaches that an integrated man accepts all of himself, the light and the dark, and learns to direct it instead of denying it. Your anger becomes fuel for boundaries. Your aggression becomes energy to protect your purpose. Your desire becomes fire for passion and creation. When you suppress these forces, you don't become better. You leak shadow through passive aggression, sarcasm, hidden addictions, and silent punishment. You become good to someone's face while carrying resentment behind your back. That is not kindness. That is fear wearing a smile. So we bring it into the light. We turn it into controlled fire. Ask yourself, when was the last time you said no without apologizing? When was the last time you stood for a truth that made the room uncomfortable? For the nice guy, no feels like a death sentence because he's addicted to being liked. But for a man with a mission, no is sacred. It's the fence around your future. If your no isn't made of steel, the world will eat your yes for breakfast. You will work jobs you hate, stay in relationships that drain you, and live a life built out of obligation. So here is your real-life action today. Shadow integration begins with listening to resentment. Resentment is a compass. It points exactly to where you lack a boundary. Look at your life and find one place where you are doing something you don't want to do, purely because you fear the conflict that comes with saying no. Something small or something big. Today, reclaim your power. Say no. Cleanly. No long excuses. No softening the truth with 1,000 apologies. One sentence. I'm not willing to do that. That doesn't align with my priorities. That doesn't work for me. Feel the adrenaline when you say it. That is your power returning. And then stay calm. Let your nervous system learn that a boundary is not an emergency. Now the second practice. Stop apologizing for your needs. A nice guy says, I'm sorry, but I need time alone. A grounded man says, I'm taking 2 hours for myself. Don't disturb me. Not to be rude. To be honest, you don't ask permission to have a soul. You don't ask permission to build your life. When you reclaim your shadow, something strange happens. People may be shocked, some may even get angry, but they begin to respect you because they finally know where you stand. And a man you can stand against is a man you can trust. I remember the first time I set a hard boundary with someone I loved. My heart was pounding. I felt like a bad person. But on the other side of that fear was dignity I had never known. I realized my niceness was sometimes selfish. It was a way to control their opinion of me. Honesty was the first real fairness to them and to myself. So stay in this power. Don't flinch when the world tries to push you back into your nice little box. Hold your edge. Reclaim your monster. Your strength is not a threat to the world. It is a gift to it. And now we're nearing the end of the forge, where the mask, the mission, the pillar, and the monster merge into one unshakable way. You're almost there. Hold your ground and prepare for the final evolution. That evolution is not a destination you reach. It is a way of walking through the world that changes everything you touch. We tore off the mask of the nice guy. We found the fire of your mission. We learned to stand as a pillar in the storm. We reclaimed the power you buried in the shadow. Now these pieces must merge into one unshakable way. This is the way of the superior man, the shift from a boy who wants to be liked to a man who becomes worthy of respect, not because he demands it, but because his presence carries truth. And here is the first reality of this new life. The journey is never done. The forge stays hot. The steel keeps getting tested, not as punishment, but as proof that you are alive and becoming. I remember the first time I felt this integration. It wasn't a triumph. It was a quiet Tuesday morning. I realized I wasn't waiting for anyone's permission to start my day. I wasn't scanning my partner's face for a mood I needed to fix. I wasn't looking at my to-do list like a prison. I was looking at it like a mission. I felt a weight in my bones, a gravity that comes from being honest about who you are, including your flaws and your power. I stopped trying to be perfect. I started being integrated. And in that integration, I found a peace the nice guy could only dream of. I want that for you. The calm confidence of a man who knows what he stands for and what he will not tolerate. Not because he's angry at the world, but because he finally respects himself. To live this way, you learn to carry an open heart and a closed loop of discipline. The nice guy is open, but has no discipline. He becomes a sponge for other people's needs. The cruel man has discipline, but a closed heart. He becomes a wall. The superior man is the synthesis, strong boundaries, deep mission, and the courage to remain present and vulnerable. He can love deeply because he is no longer afraid of being destroyed by love. Even if the ocean rises and the heart breaks, his core stays steady. This requires a daily commitment to what I call the standard of the core. Most men live by the standard of their circumstances. If life is good, they are good. If life is hard, they crumble. But your standard is internal. You don't lower your integrity because someone else is dishonest. You don't abandon your mission because you feel tired. You don't hide your truth because it's inconvenient. You become the man you wish you had as a father, the man people can lean on. You stop taking validation. You start giving presence. Now I want to ground this in a permanent ritual. From today forward, claim the first 30 minutes of your morning as sacred. No phone, no news, no checking what the world wants from you. Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eyes and ask, am I living my deepest truth today? Or am I hiding behind a mask? Then identify the one thing on your list that scares you most, the task you keep postponing because it exposes you. Do that first. Even if it's 20 minutes, even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect. When you win that battle early, you set the climate for your entire day. You teach your nervous system that your mission comes first. And when you feel yourself slipping, because you will, use a second ritual at night. 1 minute before sleep, ask, did I act like a man I respect today? If the answer is no, don't drown in shame. Choose one correction for tomorrow. That is how a man rebuilds himself without self-hate. And one more thing, find a tribe. One of the most dangerous traps for the nice guy is isolation. You think you're the only one struggling because you spent your life hiding your flaws. But an integrated man needs brothers who hold him to his standard. Men who won't accept excuses. Men who tell the truth when you start drifting back into the old cage. In the presence of men living on purpose, your purpose grows stronger. You were not built to carry this alone. You've come far through these 5 steps. You faced resentment, fear, emptiness, and you chose to fill it with truth. The road ahead won't always feel easy. There will be days you want the mask back, days the sea rises so high you feel like you might drown. But remember what you are now, a man with a center. A man with direction, a man with boundaries, no longer a ghost. A man of weight, anima vestra, the soul that finally belongs to you. It's been an honor to walk this with you. I shared my wounds and victories because I believe in the man you are becoming. This is where I leave you, but the journey is yours to continue. Every breath is a choice. Every interaction is a chance to live like you mean it. So don't shrink, don't fade, don't return to the cage. Keep your heart open, keep your discipline sharp. Keep walking forward even when it burns. Thank you for being here with me. Goodbye for now, fellow soul. And whatever happens next, stay true, stay steady, and keep building.